Yes, respected dear sadhakas, shrotas, jignasus, bhaktas, mumukshus, and shishyas of the Guru Parampara. Welcome, wonderful. In spirituality, slowly we have to shift ourselves from what to what, from mm, attending the classes for the objective information purpose to the subjective transformation purpose. As long as our attending to satsanga, studying the shastras is only at the information level, not for transformation, and therefore only objective, never made as subjective, that satsanga, that listening to shastras will never help us. Therefore, slowly, steadily, whatever we are studying, that studied knowledge, whether that knowledge is about the dharma, whether that knowledge is about the values or about the adhyatmika marga paths of karma yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, every one of them have to be studied for and from the subjective standpoint, applying all of them on ourselves, analyzing all of them on ourselves from our standpoint. And then consciously a thought should be maintained. Key, according to this newly gained knowledge, I must get transformed from within, from being utter worldly ignorant to highly wise spiritual, through knowledge as well as through experience. ज्ञान के दृष्टि से भी अनुभव के दृष्टि से भी मैं पूर्णतया अंदर से बदलकर आध्यात्मिक बनूं, ऐसा वाला संकल्प निरंतर वी हैव टू मेंटेन. So objective information to the subjective transformation, spiritual study and gathering the knowledge should help us in. For that we have to maintain that sankalpa, and with that sankalpa, that I must change for good, I must change for being better, I must change for being spiritual, we'll just see lots and lots of wrong things we are doing, because of which we are not becoming subjectively wanting to transform spiritual seekers. Whatever those loads of mistakes, number of things have to be rectified. Not one, not two. In many, 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 many things we have to see which are not allowing this objectively gained information to translate into subjective knowledge, sadhana, thereby subjective transformation. So many places we live contradictions. We live the life of paradoxes, not one, two, plenty. So each of them we have to recognize and sort them out. Means if these are the lakshanas of spiritually wanting to grow sadhaka, what are the lakshanas of these I have? If we look at it, we find that पूरे opposite है हमारे सारे लक्षण. So many, like the adhyatmika sadhaka, mana should be shanta, but we are always in tamoguna, are agitated. Adhyatmika sadhakas antakarana should be with wonderful noble values as taught in the Gita Ityadi Upanishads. But if we see that they are not at all gathered, Adhyatmika sadhakas attitude towards the world either should be that it is mithya, they were absolute vairagya, or it is the expression of the Lord, they were absolute love or devotion. Now, if you observe it, vairagya की जगह राग द्वेष है. You know, instead of devotion and service, we only have our selfish attitude or the inimical attitude towards the world. So, in this way, we keep on observing everywhere our attitudes and actions are opposite to what exactly we thought of achieving the spiritual perfection or emancipation. Right from food habits, right from our daily schedules, right from our importance given to which things and beings and themes, every one of them have to be totally overhauled if we really want to have the subjective transformation. Without it, with objective information of the Shastra, life can continue as a pakka samsari, as we are continuing now under the influence of kamanas and raga and dvesha. In a delusory world, a delusory life, lived pakka, taking it as a reality, just like a movie or just like a dream. And it goes on. It can go on. If you and I are not finding problem with it, the life of delusion, why will it be a problem to anyone? No one. While living this life of delusion, when we do some mistake to trouble others, then the totality will put us to the task or punishment. As long as we don't trouble this world with our samsaric way of life, the world will not bother. We can continue millions of lives. Every life, no adhyatmika jnana at all. Just taking the bodies and the world as real and living an individual life with the bodies in the gains and losses of the world. A namuna of a 100% pakka samsari. We can see around us millions are there. Nothing of spiritual vision or goal. Far away, alien to them is this spirituality. And they are working, they are earning in their own cocooned family, in that flat, they are flat every day. Luckily, not troubling anyone. But that's not a noble life expected out of human. As a human being, we have to evolve for the spiritual heights. There is no way. So, for that only, first and foremost is the objective information. Second stage is using that information gained objectively for the subjective transformation. Once we want to transform within, then when we observe, we come to know in hundreds of places, lot of contradictions, paradoxes are there in us, which are a hindrance and obstacle for our the subjective transformation. So each of them we have to go on eliminating. Else, what will happen? The subjective transformation will remain only as a dreamer. Objective information is of no use except some boasting or some arrogance or ego that yes, I heard, attended the Upanishad classes, I studied, I have understood it. Now I myself can deliver sermons, lectures on that. मुक्ति मिलेगी इससे शायद लोग अप्रिशिएट करेंगे बट वी रिमेन एज अ सेम विद इन identify the upadhis only as a jiva. So may the God's Guru's grace, Shruti Mata's grace, help us and be invoked by us in this way. 24 into 7, that thadap in us, that let me metamorphosize, let me transform completely in my life from absolute worldly to absolute spiritual. Whatever the lakshanas of absolutely spiritual person, let me understand all of them. Let me practice them. Let me experience them इस तरह का चाहत तड़प लगातार मेंटेन करते हुए हासिल करने के लिए यत्न प्रयत्न भी भरपूर होने से वी आर एक्चुअली साधकास. Only gathering information, not even a little change brought in us. Whole life is continued as it was earlier, when we were not exposed to Shastras. ऐसा ही है तो फिर कोई साधना होता नहीं, कहते ही नहीं उसको साध, और उनको साधक कर भी नहीं कह भी नहीं सकते. Then all Shastras have described to us the Lakshanas of the Sadhaka or Siddha Purusha. So take them as reference points. Like that, try to become. As we said just now, spiritual sadhaka means theory wise who is thorough about the Brahma Tattva and its reality. Theory wise who is thorough about the Jagat, its Tattva, and to be unreal. And also is aware of what's happening inside all the time by itself and what responses it is giving the inner personality to the outer happenings. This spiritual so-called great real sadhaka is aware of all these things and at every moment is on the toes, on the job of not allowing himself in doing those things by which he continues only to be a useless samsari, and is always aware about himself as to what practically has to be done for transforming oneself. He is knowing it and he is doing it also. And these all cannot be easily done when we are in this world of so many demands for us from the world and world also, because we demand the world and the world also demands our attention, our seva. In this world of so much of distractions, these spiritual knowledges, theoretically gaining them, practically doing them, experientially experiencing them, are not possible. Like yesterday, which is the text it was said, Bhagavatam, Shrutadeva says, Hrutistovi Atyanta Durlabha, for whom Karma Vikshipta Chetasam. Atyanta Duraha, even he is in Hridaya, the Lord is for those who are Karma Vikshipta Chitta. Samsaris, Karma Vikshipta Chittavala. Sadhaka knows all that, real one, and is slowly weaning away from it. Very delicate process, If you continue the karma, you are in aggressive rajogun. If you withdraw from the karma, there is a 100% tendency to enter into tamogun. Therefore, replacing rajoguna with sattva, not allowing into the tamas. That sadhaka is aware and slowly is protecting deliberately. He is doing what he is supposed to do. These are all हमको करना है, भगवान नहीं करते, गुरु नहीं करते. They only teach us, they only guide us. In some time when we are too much fallen, they may give some support for us to get up. Then again, we only have to walk. Like a human being's evolution. At one stage of life, up to 11, 12 months, on the ground only fallen, somebody will have to lift. As he comes to the 13, 14 months, he starts standing up but falls. Wants to walk but falls. The mother, brother supports. But once the age 2 comes, wherein he starts walking, throughout life he'll have to walk on his own, nobody will help. In the same way, for a long period of time, we are in utter tamoguna of zero information regarding spirituality. As the time in its maturity brings us the opportunity, we start getting up or moving, but we keep falling. At that time, the Guru, the God, will support us. But after supporting us for some time, then they leave us. It is we, in our interest, we have to stand on our own feet throughout the journey till we reach the Tattva Paramatma. दिस कॉन्शियस अटेम्प्ट करने वाले को साधना साधक कहते हैं. छोड़ने वाला साधक नहीं होता. छोड़ ही नहीं सकते हम. साधना को पकड़ के करना होता है. Is it not? So maybe all that we be fully informed in all these seemingly simple but actually important aspects, parts and parcel of the spiritual journey. Every one of them. Today's thought of objective information to subjective transformation and the difficulties that are involved and how we have to negotiate with them can be given little importance. One can listen, rethink about it. So let us help ourselves through the reminder of the truth through the regular study of the Shastra. Else, तुरंत हम भूल जाते हैं परमात्मा हमारा लक्ष्य है. Something of this world or the other world we keep as a lakshya. Remaining as an individual identified with upadhis as a limited being, whatever we plan and do and achieve of this world or the other world, we still remain to be a jiva identified with upadhi who can never avoid the sufferings of various types. Only way is to aim at and put efforts and reach out to the goal of discovering our essential self, which is actual spirituality. This all happens only when we regularly study Shastra. छोड़ दिया छूट गया. ओम 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 सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ओम जगतीमवितुं कलिदाकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो ऐतरेय उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणे इतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत ऋषिमुनिगुरूणां दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां गुरुशिष्यपरम्परायाः देवता भक्तपरम्परायाः शास्त्राणां योगानां साधनानां पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता सौभ्रातृत्व पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् कर्मणि निष्ठितानाम् अस्माकं सह समस्त धर्म संस्थापक कंकणबद्ध सेवक भक्त साधकानां आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेम स्थैर्य धैर्य वीर विजय रूप समस्त सत्संपदा साधना सानुकूलता शक्ति प्राप्ति बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्य दिग्विजयार्थम श्री ऋग्वेदांतर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषद पारायणम आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम्। ॐ मनस्तापतमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरच्चन्द्र इवा भाति तद्वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिं तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ॐ अथ ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेय आरण्यकान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषत् प्रथमोऽध्यायः प्रथमः खण्डः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्म एधि वेदस्य माणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ आत्मा वा इदमेक एवाग्र आसीत् नान्यत् किञ्चन मिषत स ईक्षत लोकान्नुसृजा इति स इमान् लोकान् असृजत। अम्भो मरीचिर्मरम् आपः अधः अद्भः परेण दिवं द्यौः प्रतिष्ठा अन्तरिक्षं मरीचयः पृथ्वी मरः या अधस्तात् ता आपः स ईक्षते मेनुलोकालोकपालान्नुसृजा इति सोऽभ्य एव पुरुषं समुद्धृत्यामूर्च्छयतु तमभ्यदपद तस्याभितप्तस्य मुखं निरभिद्यत यथा अण्डं मुखाद्वाग् वाचो अग्निः नासिके निरभिद्येतां नासिकाभ्यां प्राणः प्राणाद्वायुः अक्षिणी निरभिद्येताम् अक्षिभ्यां चक्षुः चक्षुष आदित्यः कर्णौ निरभिद्येतां कर्णाभ्यां श्रोत्रं श्रोत्रात् दिशः त्वग्निरभिद्यत त्वचो लोमानि लोमभ्यः ओषधिवनस्पतयः हृदयं निरभिद्यत हृदयान्मनः मनसः चन्द्रमाः नाभिर्निरभिद्यत नाभ्या अपानः अपानाद् मृत्युः शिश्नं निरभिद्यत शिश्नाद् रेतः रेतस आपः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Today we'll spend 15 minutes or even thus so in studying little more of Sambandha Bhashyam, and then we go to the study of second mantra of the first Adhyaya, first Khanda. In Sambandha Bhashya, what are the three topics that are covered? The first topic is even these 4, 5, 6 Adhyayas of the Taittiriya Aranyaka of the Aitareya Aranyaka of the Rigveda, they deal again continuously with the Lakshya as the Hiranyagarbha Prapti. That is what is the Purva Pakshis way of talking. No, no, no. This portion is talking about the Brahma Vidya. This is what this Siddhanti has to establish. Then only you will study it. Otherwise, it won't become a part of Upanishad. Second topic discussed was after the Purvapakshi accepts, yes, this portion is about Ekameva Aditiyam Brahma. Second outer question raised by Purvapakshi is this Prapti of Paramatma is achieved along with the karma, the Jnana Karma Samuchayavada. It is said. सिद्धांति डज द खंडन ऑफ दैट. पहले तो इस उपनिषद स्पेशल में पूर्व पक्षी ओनली गोज ऑन टॉकिंग अराउंड फॉर 6-7 pages. All his thing he puts up once. In other Upanishads, one thought of Purva Pakshi doubt cleared by Siddhanti, then Purva Pakshi comes out with the next one, Siddhanti answers. Here लंबा चौड़ा पूर्व पक्षी का ही thoughts होते हैं. What he tries to say. Thereafter, Siddhanta takes a point in his own beautiful style, sorts out one by one thing. So many, out of them, three we are mainly talking. So that Jnana Karma Samuchaya Khandana is done by Siddhanti by saying, by no means karma should be involved, even little bit also, as a required means for the Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, Moksha Vidya. Nakarmana, Prajadhanena and all. And common sense, we have got it by now. Ki the pure Parama Atma Anubhuti, in which there is infinitude, there is no Dvaita, there is no limitation. In that infinite Atma Anubhuti, how come there is a karma, a duality which creates karma, a desire which prompts karma, an ignorance of being limited? Not there. So, entire karma sambandhi vishayas are not required and they are obstructions only on the path of discovering the self. Therefore, through the karma phalas come, which are not right now with us. But the Paramatma is never ever away from us. What karma you do for the ever existing Paramatma? Nothing. Only knowing him. क्या जानने मात्र से ही मोक्ष होता है, कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. At the higher level, at the initial level, you have to do upasana karma, japa karma, puja karma, श्रवण कर्म, मनन कर्म, ये सब इस लेवल में जरूरी है. बट अल्टीमेट सिद्धांत के दृष्टि से to discover that which is already there, you have to know it. There is nothing to do. You become aware of it. And that self being our own self, even the karma of the eyes to see, of the ears to listen, वो भी जरूरत नहीं हुआ, just to be. So this thing will be proved by Siddhanti. Then the Purapakshi's third problem or objection is Grihasthas also can do this sadhana and know the truth. And Bhagavan Shankara, it's a pain being in Grihastha ashrama trying to do the sadhana, neither ye na wo, itna dukhi hoenge. Exceptions are there, Janaka ityadi. But in general, it is not easy. Or by by outer attire as well as inner transformation, one has to be a sannyasi. Then only he can do the Adhyatmic sadhana and know the truth. That he proves. Today also we see Tapayosova Alingat. Na Ayamatma Labhyaha. In Telugu Mundaka Upanishad we are seeing. Why so much ruthlessness by Adi Shankara is only to help us, because two problems will happen. If Shankara agrees that being in Grihastha ashrama also one can realize the self. What will happen then? Like in today's world, nobody takes sannyas. Everybody in the Grihastha ashrama. And being in that whole world of multiplicity, fully engrossed, indulgent in, they want to know the truth. As we gave in the introduction, in the objective information, receiving and giving, they are perfect. Pravachanakar. Subjective transformation is zero. Because the atmosphere is not so. This is the one problem will come. Second is what? We take Bhagavan Shankara as authority, that he permitted that being in Grihastha, we can do sadhana to know the truth. भगवान शंकर से भाड़ में जाए तुम और तुम्हारे साधना करो या ना करो, I will talk the truth ruthlessly. You have to become sannyasi, only then you can know the truth. Whether there are some exceptions, That some grahastha also have realized, or majority of them don't want to accept this. Therefore, never take up sannyasa and live a pseudo spiritual life. I am not bothered. I will tell the truth. That's it. This is what the glory of our acharyas. They don't compromise in our own interest. Like any of the perfect doctor will not compromise in his treatment. He says, "Get out of my chamber if you don't follow what I said exactly." Ruthless some doctors are there regarding medication, regarding the cares to be taken. Some doctors we have seen the patient has eaten something which is not allowed, restricted, and aggravated his disease. Came, पूछा डॉक्टर ने, said, हाँ मैंने, get out of my chamber. I don't want to treat you. Ruthless. You know? Okay, doctor maintaining it is his standard, and nobody will die in his chamber or under his treatment by his mistake. But the majority of the doctors, they themselves compromise. They make the patient also compromise. Therefore, disease never goes away. Health never comes. One day, just the doctor will die and the patient will die. शंकर भगवान ऐसे नहीं है, कुछ विषय में वो इतने सख्त है. But the same Shankara Bhagavan has done all the upasanas, all the devatas के ऊपर उन्होंने लिखा. He has done lot of karma yoga of moving all over and giving the satsang of the Advaita Shastra. ये सब कर्म ही है. Defeating the 72 different schools of philosophy. Dvisaptiti Mathochetre Namaha. It is karma only. He has done it. But as the Siddhanta is concerned, unless we totally, what is sannyasi? Who has done shraddha to his own sharira. That's the meaning. The total detached one alone can expect to focus on the truth. And sannyasi means who is not related to anyone, neither deha, nor to the world, nor to the things, beings, no. His only one idea is to discover his self. Nothing else. Nothing in the whole universe matters to him. Now, if one really sticks to that, will he not be having his journey cut short? फटाफट हो जाता है. नहीं माना लोगों ने, देन लंबा चौड़ा, और उस लंबा चौड़े के बाद फाइनली फिर इधर ही आना पड़ेगा. One has to reach to the level of sannyasa, then only the moksha will come. Maybe it is not this life, 10 life के बाद हो, जब भी हो तब. Exceptions are there who have done all sannyasa sadhanas earlier life. Some vasanas are left. Therefore, in the next life, they go through the required grahastha ashrama for some time outside. But inside, the earlier life sannyasa is maintained. So they are in deep sadhana and realizing. Janaka Adi are examples for that. They have done all that. But some samskara, some prarabdha, chalo usko exhaust karne ke liye, they look like samsarins. They marry, they get children also. बहुत कुछ महायोगी लोग उस समय के भी थे, वो कृतत्रेता में, even now they are there some, but that cannot become standard. You can gather information by being in grahastha ashrama. You can do lot of upasanas, untakarna shuddhi and all, but going beyond the upadhis and establishing in the self cannot be possible. Means that permission will not come. That subtlety to pierce through all the layers of the grossness or the maya, that will not come. ऐसी बात है. कोशिश लगेगा, रहेगा जारी, लेकिन बात नहीं बनता. कोशिश कोई भी कर सकते हैं, बट बात बनने की बात है ना, बनता नहीं. ये बात है. So these are the three things in the Sambandha Bhashya. Exhaustively, Bhagavan Shankara answers to Purva Bakshi. So let us see what we have seen so far in 3-4 minutes. Very quickly. And today, 1 or 2 paragraphs, the new one we will see. Sambandha Bhashya, Aitareya Upanishad. Rigveda. Parisamaptam Karma. By chapter 3 of this Aitareya Samhita, karma is finished. Saha apara brahma vishaya vijnane. Along with its vishaya is the goal called as apara brahma, not para brahma. Apara brahma is called as hiranyagarbha sthiti. So saha apara brahma vishaya vijnanena. Okay. Sa esha gatihi, this goal of apara brahma, sa esha gati karmana jnana sahitasya. Okay. Ukta vijnana dwarena upasamrita. Along with ज्ञान एंड कर्म, ज्ञान here उपासना, इन दोनों के द्वारा वहां तक आप पहुंच सकते हो समृता उपसमृता. Having said this, the topic concluded. So what he says first is what is concluded in the first three chapters. Then he says people say that alone is ultimate. Point one. They stop there only. But Shruti Mata says no, that Hiranyagarbha Prapti is not ultimate. Real Parabrahma Prapti is ultimate. So to guide towards the ultimate Parabrahma Prapti, this Upanishad from the fourth chapter is starting. That is what is the point he wants to convey. Then others say no, even that also is Hiranyagarbha, uska jawab, जैसे हमने अभी पहले बताया. Then the second one is Jnana Karma Samuchaya. The third one is what? No need of sannyas. All these three answers. So, what are the quotations by which the Upasamhriti has happened, wherein Hiranyagarbha Prapti is mentioned as the goal, Jnana Sahita Karma, Upasana Sahita Karma is mentioned as the means. Etat Satyam Brahma Pranakyam, this is one quotation. Esha Eko Devaha, quotation 2. These are all in the first three Aranyakas. Adhyayas of the Aitareya Aranyaka. Etasyeva pranasya sarve deva vibhutayaha. Etasya pranasya atma avam gachan devata apyeti. I explained all this, therefore I am not spending time for it. Just iti uktam. So these are all the sentences, concluding sentences given as Shruti, in which he is said to have reached or said to be reaching the Hiranyagarbha sthiti through the Jnana Karma Samuchaya or Jnana Karma Upasana Samuchaya. Then Saha Ayam, that this Devata Apya Lakshanaha, becoming one with the Devatas. First with Hiranyagarbha, thereafter with any of the respective Devatas. Saha Ayam Devata Apya Lakshanaha Paraha Purusharthaha is the ultimate Purushartha. Eshaha Mokshaha. That alone is Moksha. And that one, that sthiti, that moksha, that Hiranyagarbha Prapti, Sahachayam Yathoktena, as said, Jnana Karma Samuchaya Sadhanena Praptavyaha, should be obtained with the Jnana Karma Samuchaya. Na ata param asti, there is nothing beyond this, as a Brahma Tattva, and it is known only through Jnanam. Pratipannaha. Like this, many people come to wrong conclusions. So whatever is said so far is the conclusion by the Purvapakshi, the wrong conclusion. So through the Jnana Karma Samuchaya Dwara, the obtainable Hiranyagarbha Sthiti is final, it is moksha, there is nothing beyond that, they consider like that. Here Shankara Bhagavan says, Tan nirachikirshuhu, to do the nirakarana of that, tan nirachikirshuhu, to reject that wrong proposal. And how? By kevala atma jnana vidhanartham, to reject that point and to say that there is something here called as the kevala atma vijnana and prapti. This Upanishad starts atma va idam ityadi aha. So in Shruti Mata, Rigveda itself, in the Aitareya Aranyaka, from the fourth chapter, atma va idam agram jo start हुआ, ये उपनिषद ब्रह्म विद्या का विषय है. ये इसलिए श्रुति ने स्टार्ट किया to reject the wrong thought of the other people who were in the first three chapters, who have concluded that Hiranyagarbha Prapti is the moksha hetu, for that Jnana Karma Samuchaya chalega. नहीं. Moksha it is not Hiranyagarbha Prapti, it is Brahma Prapti. And that Brahma Prapti is not by the Jnana Karma Upasana Samuchaya, it is only pure the Jnana. देखो जो वस्तु ऑलरेडी है उसको जानने के लिए ज्ञान ही चाहिए. Please be careful about it. To make us gain that jnana, okay, whatever the obstructions are there, to remove them, whatever little upasanas, whatever, they have to be done. But through the upasana, divide of jnana. Through the karma, divide of jnana. If you want to achieve Paramatma, we will never achieve it. We will never hit that moksha. Isko pakad lena. And what is that jnana? That is a theme of the all Upanishads. With all examples, logics, they are establishing the jnana about that Paramatma in three ways. Paramatma Swarupa Lakshana, second, Paramatma Tatastha Lakshana, third, how to experience that Paramatma, the sadhana. This is what is the theme of all Upanishads, is it not? Therefore, point one is Hiranyagarbha Prapti is not Moksha Prapti. Then Parabrahma Prapti alone is Moksha Prapti. Second, these Parabrahma Prapti is not achievable through Samuchaya. It is achievable only through the Jnana. Up to this is learned. The summary of what is in these lines of Shankara's Sambandha Bhashya. I told you why he has insisted so much this thing. Very rarely he does it. Little bit तो mention करते रहते हैं, खंडन करते रहते हैं ज्ञान कर्म समुच्चय का. Why it is so insistingly, elaborately, so many mantras are taken to explain? Because in the Upanishad, when you see superficially, it all looks like there's a Dvaita Prapancha going on and Ishvara is there, he is creating the world. ये सब बताते हैं शास्त्र. वो देखकर हमको वहम लगता है, अरे ये तो द्वैत जगत और वेर इज अद्वैत ब्रह्म देर. कहीं लास्ट में थोड़ा बताया. And we told you why Shruti Mata in that way dealing with the Srishti Prakriya and then Adhyaropa Apavada is a Paddhati adopted by this Upanishad. Each Upanishad accepts as if our proposal of the existence of Dvaita Jagata, which technically called as Adhyaropa. Then later on she lifts us to an inquiry. At that inquiry level, we see that the entire world of multiplicity is never there. Absolute truth alone is there. That's called अपवाद. जो अध्यारोप किया है सृष्टि को, उसका अपवाद करके एकमेवाद्वय ब्रह्म का स्थापना करना. Remember, all these intellectual pakka knowledge required to be gained to remove the time and again arriving doubts when on the spiritual path. Thereafter, on the seat of meditation, we become deeper based on this understanding, trying to make it practical, and we experience it. So very beautiful, if we can get convinced and totally get engrossed. Problem to us is what? We have a lot of, again, desires for the world that is diluting our desire for Paramatma. You understand? The Telugu people जो तेलुगु में कल परसों पढ़े थे, कल रात को भी हमने क्या ना, अन्यत त्यक्त्वा आत्मलाभ आत्म प्राप्ति एवं मोक्ष प्राप्ति ही है ना. आत्मलाभ से मोक्ष मिलता है. आत्मोपलब्धि कामना एवं आत्म प्राप्ति साधनम. The desire to know the self alone is the sadhana for knowing the truth and liberating ourselves. Tyaktva anyat. We saw it here also. Now this is done. Now second one, he is explaining. This question he himself asks or Purva Pakshi asks. Katham punaha? How do you say अकर्म संबंधी, कर्म के संबंध नहीं रखते हुए केवल आत्मविज्ञान विधानार्थम, to explain about pure Atma Tattva only, Atma Vijnana, Uttara Grantha iti gamyate. that the fourth chapter onward, the three chapters are talking only about Kevala Atma Jnana, freed from any karma sambandha. How do you come to that conclusion? So we have seen three, four answers Siddhanti gave. First, Anya Artha Anavagamatu. Because from the total Upanishadic study, you have to come to that conclusion only. It is talking about Atma Jnana. Other meanings cannot be derived. You go through literal understanding, you yourself will know. This is that type of first answer. Why you have to say that these three chapters talk about the Kevala Jnana about the Paramatma without any karma. है ना कथम पुनः अकर्म संबंधी केवल आत्मविज्ञान विधानार्थम उत्तर ग्रंथ इति कथम अवगम्यते. Once the answer is अन्यार्थ अनवगमात्, because you can't derive it to any other conclusion. तथा च, not only that, some more thoughts. One, पूर्व उक्तानाम देवतानाम अज्ञादीनाम संसारित्वम दर्शयिष्यति. In that Upanishad which we are going to study, the Purva Ukta Devatas which are there, Agni Adi, they are shown as samsarins. How they are shown as samsarins? Asanayadi doshavattvena, because they have the dosha of the asana pipasa adi. So tam asana pipasa abhyam anvavarjatu. We will see it in the next mantra only. And second khanda mein, first mantra mein. Iti adina. So that devata prapti which you consider to be ultimate at the end of third chapter of the Aranyaka, Aitareya, those devatas are shown to be having the limitations of asana pipasa. Having asana pipasa, asanayadi mat sarvam samsara eva. Because who will have the hunger and thirst? The one who is identified by the upadhis only. Therefore, if devatas all have the asana pipasa, they are at the upadhi level. Therefore, they are not mukta. Therefore, that devatas cannot be the goal. Whereas what we are saying, the goal is Parabrahma Paramatma. That Parabrahma Paramatma is free from Ashana Vipasa. Asanayadi mat sarvam samsara eva. Then Parasya tu Brahmanaha Asanayadi Atyaya Shrutehe. In many Shrutis, it is said Parabrahma is beyond Ashana Vipasa, Shoka Moha Jara Mrityu. So first is Anya Artha Anavagamatu. There is no other meaning you can derive it. Second is what? Those devatas which are meant to be the goal to be reached. Those devatas are said to be having Asana Vipasa, which is samsara. And in the same, the Brahman is shown here also, very other place also, that he is Asana Vipasa, the samsara dharma varjita hai. Second answer. Why this topic is talking only Brahma Vidya and why Brahma Tattva Anubhuti is the moksha. And further the sadhana is Kevala Jnanam. See, these are all highly evolutionary discussions brought for our recognition by the Rishis Munis out of their compassion. And we have to 100 times ponder on these things, even to have the literal meaning of what is he saying. Then the indicated subtle sadhana in that. This is how it happens. Just like that, overnight it doesn't happen. In one sitting it doesn't happen. है ना बचपन में ना वो सोनार के पास जाते थे विथ मदर और सिस्टर to make something. He will make us go 10 times. इस काम में बिजी उस काम कल आओ परसों आओ 3 days का he will make that gold melted and in a particular shape and दिखाता है देखो काम स्टार्ट हुआ है अभी नहीं हुआ come next week. When you go next time, he has made but design he has not done. उसका डिजाइन करते हैं बट आवर चॉइस ऑफ वाटर स्टोन वी वांट टू पुट वो लगाए ना इस तरह घुमा फिरा के 6 महीने लगाए वो आजकल के कारगर या टेक्नोलॉजी और मशीनरी वाज नॉट देयर इट वाज मैनुअल एंड ही हैज सो मेनी ऑर्डर्स टेकन देखो software development is very tough, but once developed it can be installed anywhere, copy paste, is it not? But the hardware, if there is a problem in the computer, every computer has to be repaired independently, every cell phone has to be repaired independently. So hardware में problem होता है, and depending on the mood of the people, laziness, so much over, घुमाता ही रहता. I'm just telling the example to say that these sublime Vedantic understandings are gained only when we repeatedly listen to these thoughts and exposed to these thoughts or visit these thoughts. Once that essence, why this topic is discussed, comes to our understanding, then we'll know the beauty of Bhagavan Shankara's kind, compassionate guidance. Just like when you go to the anatomy, physiology, functioning, and the food and its effects on the body, thoroughly when you understand, then you know why doctor told not to eat this thing and eat that thing. तब हम appreciate करेंगे. तब तक गुस्सा ही आता है डॉक्टर पे. Why is telling me not to eat that when he is telling others to eat that the thing double? Emotional, sentimental. But when you clearly understand, so here also this is not emotional sentimental. It's a necessary condition and qualification to grow in spirituality. If we can understand it, then we'll appreciate how kind and compassionate are the efforts of Adi Shankara to guide us pakka for the moksha through these bhashyams. धीरे धीरे लगेगा यार, तुरंत नहीं लगता वो बात. Okay. Two things are done. One, you can't conclude anything else. Second is, your so-called devatas are only still samsari because they have the asana pipasa, and in Brahma there is no asana pipasa samsara. Third point. Now, that is accepted. He accepted that this portion is talking about the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, Moksha, not Devata Prapti, which those devatas still having asana pipasa are still in samsara. Then he taking up second topic of the Jnana Karma Samuchaya. So the two things achieved are what? Brahma Prapti. What's Brahma? Hiranyagarbha Brahma Prapti is not Moksha Hetu. Parabrahma Prapti alone is Moksha Hetu. One point. And that Parabrahma Prapti ke liye, this next portion of chapter 4 onwards, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, which we called out as Aitareya Upanishad, is meant for. This is understood. So the Purupakshi agreed that Parabrahma is the goal, not the Hiranyagarbha Brahma, Parabrahma. And further, the Upanishad has to be followed, which is the next portion that is followed. This much understood. Now he has got second problem, the Siddha Purupakshi. What it is, he says like this. See, Bhavatu evam. Okay, ठीक है, हमने agree किया. What is that? केवल आत्मज्ञानम मोक्ष साधनम. Only the pure Atmajnana is moksha sadhana, not the Hiranyagarbha sthiti. We have agreed. Kevala Atmajnana moksha sadhana. Okay, but we have a thing to be cleared. What is that? Natu atra akarmi eva adhikriyate. But it is not said here anywhere. Akarmi means the one who has given up all karma. That is equal to sannyasi. Sannyasi alone has got the adhikriyate means adhikara, qualification for getting this kevala atma anubhuti, which is moksha hetu. Only अकर्मी सन्यासी का ही इसके लिए अधिकार है, ऐसा तो मेंशन नहीं किया. मीन्स ही इज स्टिल वांटिंग टू होल्ड ऑन टू द कर्मा करता, इवन दो यू मे डू इट विदाउट सेल्फिशनेस, बट स्टिल वो करने का जो जश्न होता है, जो खुशी होती है ना, वो छोड़ने को नहीं करता हमको मन, है ना, कर्म को छुड़ाता नहीं. लाइक मेनी पीपल हु हैव एंजॉयड द प्रेसिडेंट पोस्ट, secretary post for 4-5 years. Oh, respect, reverence milta hai, ordering everybody, and then the appreciation comes from the heads. You have done such a good work. अब उस बेवकूफ को अंदर इतना मजा आने लगता है, he doesn't want to leave it. This बेवकूफ can be any one of us, me including, because I am in the karma of doing a pravachanam, and my people must be laughing at me from last 10 days because only one sloka I am talking, Nayamatma Pravachanena Labhya. On that sloka 10 days or 7 days. परमात्मा प्रवचन से नहीं मिलते हैं, इस बात के ऊपर 1 हफ्ते से प्रवचन चल रहा है। न मेधया न भुवना श्रुतेन, सीधा माया, मोह माया देखो कैसी होती है वो। Very laughing it is really. Then we justify we have taken academically to study the Upanishad, therefore we are doing. कुछ भी बोलो, कर्म में फंसे है कि नहीं? सो केवल अकर्मी अधिक्रियते इति न तु अत्र केवल अक्रियते, न तो अत्र अकर्मी एवं अधिक्रियते। कर्म छूटा हुआ छोड़ा हुआ सन्यासी ही इसके अधिकार है, ऐसा तो नहीं कहा। No, we'll go on now from here. 6, 7, 8 pages पूर्व पक्षी का अपना वो भला प्रवचन चलता रहता है. He puts in front so many points to continue in grahasthasrama, to continue doing the karma, and one change has happened in him. To get Paramatma, he has shifted his attention from taking the Hiranyagarbha or any of the Devata sthiti as the goal to प्राप्ति of the ब्रह्मात्मा के बोधा alone is the moksha. इतना वो बदल गया पूर्व पक्षी. But the other two things, giving up karma, taking up sannyasa, is not getting ready for. Therefore, all is logics, quotations from various shastras, Upanishad, he goes on giving to justify his point. All of them are answered by Siddhanti, Bhagavan, Adi Shankara later on, after listening to him patiently, knowing at what level of misunderstanding is there, how to correct. Now I'm just doing little more. Natu atra akarmi eva adhikriyate. In this pursuit of Kevala Atma, which is giver of moksha, we accepted. Kevala akarmi, only a sannyasi adhikriyate has got adhikari. ऐसा नहीं है. क्यों? विशेष अश्रवणात्. You just study your whole Upanishad of these 3 adhyayas of 4, 5, 6. हे गुरु, हे महाराज, वे विशेष अश्रवणात्, सिर्फ सन्यासी को ही ये मिलेगा ऐसा विशेष तो सुना ही नहीं ना. Like in Mundaka, it comes na karamana na prajadanena त्यागे नहीं के अमृत परेण का संन्यास योगा देते शुद्ध सत्व, इट विल कम. तो यहाँ तो कोई विशेष बता ही नहीं ना, तो हाउ डू यू जस्ट कंक्लूड दैट ओनली सन्यासी कैन, नॉट द गृहस्थास. क्लियर? सो अकर्मिणः च आश्रमी अंतरस्य आश्रवणात्. अकर्मिणः आश्रम्यंतरस्य आश्रवणात्. Nowhere आश्रमांतर means other than the first 3 ashramas, which is the 4th one, that's sannyasa. इसका कोई क्वालिफिकेशन के रूप में ही मेंशन ही नहीं किया. Now what's the crux here? If I tell it, it will become little subtler, but still try to catch. Even Shankara Bhagavan says that sannyasi alone is having adhikara to know the truth. He never meant sannyas means outer dress. है कि नहीं? साधना कौन कर रहा है? अंतःकरण में हो रहा है कि नहीं? What it has to do with the body? So sannyasitva is the mental maturity. To gain that maturity, one has to take sannyasa, because you got conditioned by that sannyasa ashrama svikriti that you will definitely do that. Otherwise क्या होगा? I'm not a sannyasi, I'm grahastha. They will go on justifying to not have the sannyasi qualities inside. Then you never do sadhana. 90% of all of them say, so हम तो गृहस्थ हैं, हम तो गृहस्थ हैं. अरे देखो, you are justifying it. And by that, who is at last? We only at last. हाँ, मैं गृहस्थ हूँ ना, चलेगा चलेगा. अब चलते ही रह रहा है, लेकिन हो ही नहीं रहा साधना. That's why he says, insists. He doesn't insist in that way that he will punish us or curse us if we don't follow. He said, this is the way it is, that's it. मानो या मानो, तुम्हारे मर्जी. हो गया. अकर्मिण ही अकर्मिणः आश्रमी अंतरस्य आश्रवणात्. कहीं सुना ही नहीं दिया हमको कि अकर्मी who is ashramantara, that is sannyasi alone is adhikari karke. Nowhere it is particularly mentioned. No interesting point by Purapakshi. Karma cha. What is karma? Bruhati sahasra lakshanam. It's a name. Bruhati sahasra lakshana karma was taught in the first 3 chapters. Interestingly, the meaning is very interesting. Bruhati and sahasra. Big and thousands of. So Bruhati and Shastra, big and thousands of karma prastutya. In the first three chapters, what happened? Bruhati and Shastra karma was presented. After that only the fourth chapter came, no? The fourth chapter will come only after chapter 1 and 2 and 3. Chapter 1, 2 and 3 was teaching Bruhati karma. So karma cha bruhati sahasra lakshanam prastutya anantaram eva atmajnanam prarabhyate. After that only the fourth chapter in which your so-called atmajnana is started. Therefore tasmat karmi eva adhikriyate. इसलिए जिसने वो पहले तीन में जो कर्म करा है उसी को इसमें अधिकार होना चाहिए, नॉट द कर्म त्यागी सन्यासी. His idea is never need not go for formal sannyasa. Continuing in grahastha ashrama, you can pursue. Why that is happening? He is not able to leave that grahastha ashrama. Comforts or attachments or bhoga from inside. Actually, as we said just now, if the gurus permit, no, then वो हम justify करते हैं, भगवान शंकर ने खुद कहा, उनको हम नीचे खींचते हैं, उनको blame. He doesn't want to get trapped. He says their follower, not ruthlessly. I say only sannyasi is qualified for brahmajnana, not others. Heart in heart he knows a grahastha, a brahmachari, vanaprasthi who has got the qualifications of sannyas inside. They also get, because so many of them got. But that cannot be generalized because people mistake it. They take it for granted. Like the doctor, he himself may be drinking, but he cannot say, "Yaar, my pira, tum bhi pee lo." Then everybody says, "Doctor, khud hi humko authority hai." He will say ruthlessly, "You should not drink. It will spoil your kidney, liver, and you will die." जब बोलना है तो वही बोलना होता है, चाहे वो अपने जीवन में कुछ अलग गड़बड़ कर रहा हो. In the same way, Shankara Bhagavan, whether we follow or not, he will not say it lies. He will say only the truth. Okay. Now the big topic comes. What in this topic he says is, in the first three chapters, as it was concluded with karma, in this entire three chapters of 4, 5, 6, which you are calling Moksha Vidya, Atma Vidya, and which you are saying it is for Sannyasin, throughout that, the karma sambandhi vishayas are told so many. In your own 4, 5, 6 chapters, which are for Moksha Vidya, Atma Vidya. The Atma Vidya, Moksha Vidya के लिए कर्म की जरूरत है. यह ज्ञान कर्म सब उच्च बाद गोएगा. Then the sannyasa grasta वो बाद में आएगा. He goes on quoting, न च कर्म असंबंधी आत्मविज्ञानं पूर्वद अन्ते उपसंहारातो यथा कर्म संबंधिनः पुरुषस्य सूर्यात्मनः स्थावरजंगमादि सर्वप्राणि आत्मत्वम् उक्तं ब्राह्मणेन मंत्रेण च सूर्य आत्मा इत्यादिना तथा एव एष ब्रह्म एष इन्द्रः इति आदि उपक्रम्य सर्वप्राणि आत्मत्वं यच्च स्थावरं सर्वं तत् प्रज्ञा नेत्रम् इति उपसंहरिष्यति. Every word of this I will not explain to you. Summary of this I will tell tomorrow. How he is quoting some shlokas of Upanishad only to say that केवल आत्मज्ञान की जरूरत नहीं, कर्म के भी जरूरत है, as a helping aids for आत्मज्ञान. But as long as we are in karma, we are karta, karma and karmendriyas and the vastus are karma done. In this duality our mind is there. Whereas we are embarking for discovering ekamevadvayam brahma and sukshma. सूक्ष्म एकमेव ब्रह्म को पाने के लिए हम निकले तो अरे कर्म में बैठोगे तो you can't rise above all these things. This is how the logic here subtly functioning. प्योर आत्मज्ञान से ही प्योर आत्म प्राप्ति होकर प्योर मोक्ष मिलता है. Everything is adulterated. It won't give the moksha. So these quotations and this thought we will discuss tomorrow, followed by other quotations from Samhita Upanishad. So it goes on for 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Tomorrow we'll do all of that. Then how Bhagavan Adi Shankara takes on himself and goes on doing a nirasa of all that akshepana. Whatever the Purvapakshi says, he goes on proving. Every topic he covers. Explanation में, that's what I am saying. It's being heavy, but essential for the intellect as a food. And one if understands this thoroughly and feels convinced about it, he will have such a great leap in spiritual understanding. देन आफ्टर उनको करना क्या क्लैरिटी आता है, छोड़ना क्या पकड़ना क्या. हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या है, वी आर नॉट एट ऑल क्लियर अबाउट द गोल एंड इट्स वे एंड द मीन्स. देखो क्या छोड़े क्या पकड़े पता नहीं, हम सब कुछ करते जाते कुछ नहीं होता. Exactly what to get in, attain, exactly what to do. This clarity will come when one understands this संबंध भाष्य. उतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं होता तो भगवान शंकर नहीं देते वो भी इतना लंबा छोड़. That portion will touch upon tomorrow. Okay. Today we have done sufficiently the mantra one. Okay. The last line is what? Atma va idameka eva agre asitu. Second line, na anyad kinchana mishata tad sa ikshata me lokanu suja iti. So Atma va idameka eva agre asit, we have thoroughly studied with the help of Bhashya. Na anyad kinchana mishata also we have seen. Other than him, the one who is performing, non-performing. Both of them, none of them are there other than that Paramatma. There is nobody other than him who is doing something or not doing anything. Means doing something means जागृत स्वप्न पुरुष, not doing anything is सुषुप्त पुरुष. ऐसा कोई है ही नहीं है बताने. Okay, saikshate me lokanu sujayiti. We have seen yesterday. Just a minute. He says कि kena abhiprayena iti aha. What is the abhipraya in his ikshanam? What is the purpose? Purpose is lokan. Which are the lokas? Ambha prabhutiin. Like the space, etc. What for they are to be created? Prani karma phala upabhoga sthana bhutan. They are all the sthana for the pranis to have the upabhoga of the karma phala. तो प्राणी ने कर्म किया, कर्म का कर्मफल मिलता है, उस कर्मफल का उपभोग करना है. उपभोग करने के लिए, उपभोग करने के स्थान के लिए स्थान भूतान, और ये जो है सृष्टि ही हैज डन. सृजय सृजय अहम इति. तो स ईक्षता लोकान्नु सृजायति. द लोकास क्रिएटेड बाय द ब्रह्मन इज to give the place to stay for the prani to experience the karma phala done by them, phala of the karma done by them. Okay. Now, evam ikshitva means alochya. Having in that way, ikshana and alochana done, that Paramatma has created these things. How many ways this has to be interpreted and explained? It's a whole heavy thoughts coming in the mind. Simple thing is what? We have denied Paramatma and we made the world and ourselves so friendly, real, that we are living in samsara, totally forgetting the moksha sadhana complete. What Upanishad has to do is bring Paramatma in everything. And finally show Paramatma alone is there, nothing. Therefore, bringing Paramatma is he alone was there before. Bringing Paramatma is he has done the ikshana. Bringing Paramatma is after ikshana for the sushti, he has done the sushti. So here the importance is on the Paramatma, not whether he has done the sushti or not. हमारे मन में परमात्मा का ख्याल बढ़ना चाहिए. Then later on when his lakshanas are approved, from that stand we will know there was no creation at all. That has happened. It's only the manifestation of the unmanifest names and forms. And they go back to unmanifest. There is nothing like creation, and he is a creator, there is an action happened, it has a phala. ये सब नहीं है. ये सब अज्ञान के कारण है ऐसे लगते हैं. Because of not knowing the true self, that is called ignorance ke karana, the delusion of all these superimpositions happen. Let us chant the mantra. Sa iman lokana srujata ambho marichihi maram apaha अदह अंबः परेण दिवं द्यौः प्रतिष्ठा अंतरिक्षं मरीचयः पृथिवी मरोया अधस्तात् ता आपः. Again, sa iman lokana srujata ambho marichirmaram apaha अदः अम्बः परेण दिवं द्यौः प्रतिष्ठा अंतरिक्षम द्यौः प्रतिष्ठा अंतरिक्षम मरीचयः पृथ्वी मरः या अधस्तात् ता आपः. Simple, not at all complicated. Which are the four lokas that are created and where do they hang in the setup of this Brahmand? He is created. Then for him to create, that sankalpa is enough, and any other material upadhana nimitta karana is required. It is self-sufficient with him. He has done it. Okay, now the compromise between the Purapakshi Siddhanta is what? Purapakshi's point is the creation is there. That Siddhanti asks, accepts. Then Siddhanti tells his point. Don't call it as creation, call it as manifestation, and accept my second point that in that entire manifested world, my Parabrahman alone is all pervading. Again, the waves are not created out of the water. Waves are only manifested out of the water, and in every wave, the Atma of that wave is the water only. Understood? Examples many a time na make the point clear to understand. बात को अच्छे समझाते हैं. So examples are always good. So स इमान लोकान सृजत अम्भो मरीचिर्मरम आपः अधः अम्ब परेण दिवं द्यौः प्रतिष्ठा अंतरिक्षं मरीचयः पृथ्वी मरः या अधस्तात् आपः. Okay, we will see the Bhashya. Wait. या लगेगा पूरा 1 घंटा इसको. One example we see, one little. Sa Atma iman lokan asruchata srushtavan. That Atma is the one who created these worlds. Which are the worlds? We will mention it. Example is given. Yata iha, like in the world. Iha means the world. Buddhiman takshakadihi, a very intelligent sculptor or carpenter. Evam prakaran prasadadin asuje iti ikshitva. First he does the ikshana. Okay, this type of building I will construct. Is it not? An architect or a carpenter or a sculptor. Let us talk about the architect. Takshaka is the architect. So in his mind, he plans a construction, a very beautiful building sort of thing. So yata iha buddhiman takshakadihi evam prakaran prasadan din suje iti ikshitva ikshanantaram. After that, prasadadin asrujati. He creates the thing which he has planned. Think of what Shankara is saying thousands of years back, hundreds of, is what we want to make a house, then ask the one to make a plan. That plan is made and it is given for government for approval. When they approve and give it, we give it to contractors. Then they create the house which we wanted, which is there on the papers exactly. So why this example is given? For Paramatma also. First he done the Ikshana, then he created. Just like the architect does the Ikshana, then he creates. है कि नहीं? बुद्धिमान तक्षक, intelligent architect. Well, very intelligence, because he'll have to think about why he is making, how it has to be made. Now, yesterday I was watching that 8th October going to be opened Akshardham temple in US, the second biggest temple of all temples in the whole world after that Cambodia wala temple. This one I was watching. What a beautiful, everything is heavenly only in that. पता नहीं 13-12 साल से ये कर रहे, मैंने सुना कुछ हजारों वर्कर्स लगकर उस पे. 8th October it will be released. It will be inaugurated from 23rd or 25. It will be open for public. Biggest in 150 or 128 acres or land, जितना भी था. So that intelligent तक्षका, that way he planned. उसमें सब आ जाते हैं. इंटीरियर से कौन सा चीज कहाँ रखना, दे मेड इट 1000 years तक कुछ उसका हो ही ना, बिगड़े ना, इस तरह से प्लान करके बनाए. 1000 years it should not be disturbed by anything. That way the material used, the construction is made इतना बढ़िया सा. एवरीथिंग, पार्किंग जोन रहेगा वहाँ, ईटरी जोन रहेगी, यू नो द रेस्टिंग प्लेस इज देयर, द सो मेनी गार्डन्स, ये सब होगा. ओ बाप रे, ट्रांसपोर्ट होगी, हेलीपैड, वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड. कितना बड़ा थिंकिंग होना चाहिए इसके लिए, bra conception. Then he makes it possible. Takes time. Same way, Takshakadi, intelligent Takshakadi, if this building I will make in this way having Sankalpa, then he creates it. In the same way, Paramatma in the earlier shloka, Sa Ikshate me lokanu sujayiti, he visualized these worlds I have to create. Then in this shloka, he has created. 4 lokas he has created. Marichihi, Maram, Apaha, Ambaha. Amba is Akasha, Marich is Agni, Apa is water. Then the fourth one is that Prithvi, Maram. What are they? All of that. Then the Sushti of the Devatas. After that, this topic will study. Just be with me. I'm balancing because I don't want to leave that Sambandha Bhashya also for my clear understanding. And it's not in one day tellable, very subtle. And our capacities also. Maybe 5-6 janam ke baad, in this 5 janama, every life when we study all this bhashyam, that time हमको देखते ही समझ में आता होगा. But फिलहाल तो we are struggling to know the literal meaning only of the words and sentences. Then understanding them from spiritual standpoint, we have to have that capacity. We are putting a small effort. That's it. Continue tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Om Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. See, we have come up to this level of me after many lives to listen to these heavy topics of Upanishad. Congratulate oneself. लोग तो डरते हैं बा, सत्संग के नाम से डरते हैं लोग, बस पूजा करो, प्रसाद दे दो, खुश है हम. We were like that only few lives back. From that, listen to satsang, various textbooks, and the ultimate of all is Upanishads, that too with Bhashya. वहां तक हम पहुंच गए, is a great achievement. अब उसको समझना is our next step. Then doing sadhana is the next step. Then till the realization happens is the next one. And do the prachar of the same. तो 4-5 steps मात्र ही हमको आगे बढ़ना है. वो ज़्यादा नहीं लगेगा टाइम, बस 50-60 जन्म लगेगा, हो जाएगा उसमें. So good that there is an effort, put intellect to grasp these subtle things, which at one level of vyavahara appear to be not required at all. But from the sadhana standpoint, these clarities are the ones which clearly tell us what exactly to be done, not to be done as sadhana. इतना इंट्रिकेट इसका नहीं होता, भगवान शंकर वेस्ट थोड़ी करेंगे अपना टाइम भी इसको दिखने का. Why will you waste it, his time and reason? No, it has its own great purpose. This is how all our Vedanta Granthas with Bhashya, Swartika, Sara, complete very sublime subjects studied by only a qualified persons. And when you keep studying, the qualification also starts coming. Let us see.